All right, the lead up is complete. Team USA title since 2017, and those stats right there, John, are the big. Ronald Acuna Jr. comes up to the plate to lead off the game. Off we go with a line drive, base hit to left center field. Acuna wastes no time doing what he off first. McClain will check on him, and he's back in there.
This lineup, Jats.
Michael Garcia had the game-winning hit last night. Perfect example of what you're talking about. 2 strike hits. Italy just couldn't put him away. This is on the ground to third and could be 2. There's one and a double play.
You have in the big leagues. That right there is the set. That's what he needed to reset the heartbeat. This is not normal.
Out there and actually execute on those feelings. Luis Arraez with a weak fly ball into center field. And thanks to the double play ball, it takes him just 5. The noteworthy spots are at third base, right like the hill for Venezuela. Bobby Witt Jr. leads off and sends a fly ball to center field that Jackson Chourio will drift back on. And both leadoff hitters BK in the big leagues. How in the world is he going to get? Normally, you'd be feeling like this time of year, and you just say, okay, still got about a week each day. Try to make it click in. Slices a pop fly into shallow left field, and an easy one for Ezequiel Tovar. 2 up and 2 down for Rob.
Well, it almost feels like 98.
Take and a change, ball 2. Finish him, and Rodriguez does.
Of winning this WBC.
And he takes ball 1 from McClain.
Thing to watch there in the first inning. I know there wasn't a lot of. So he is definitely juiced up, and that'll wear off in a little bit. One right here.
And he likes to swing at those, no matter where they are. Got a chase on one of those big breaking pitches.
Forcing it. He's in a good spot, and right there is a good example. That's 99 miles an hour, and I'm sure some people come down just a little bit, but he is ready.
Yeah, and then a breaking pitch pours in there. Italy. Wow. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.
Going to set the tone, I say.
Tovar pokes one off the end of the bat, sinking for a 2-out hit. The shortstop of the Colorado Rockies, who's had a big WBC tournament, came from this guy right here, Wilyer Abreu. Outfielder for the Boston Red Sox against Japan. They trailed a lot of that game, and then Abreu a home run that turned that game around, and as loud of a roar as you'll ever hear. This group, they've got 4 Gold Glovers. Abreu's played 2 seasons in the majors. High fly into shallow left center field. Bobby Witt waits for it to come down, and Nolan McClain 2 score.
Executives with instructions on relief pitching. The Cubs said that closer Daniel Palencia.
Rodriguez lasted less than 3 against the Dominican Republic as he misses away to Kyle Schwarber, and it's 2-1. 2-1 from Rodriguez. Schwarber dumps it back.
Yeah, they're really going to need 4 innings for a perfect scenario for Team Venezuela, because they think they'd be less crisp.
And failed to get out of the 3rd against the Dominican Republic in his first start of the Classic. His 2-2 to Schwarber is cut on and missed. Guy that does not.
He's challenging the U.S. hit, and he's.
And there's some good problems for Mark DeRosa to have, but as he said all tournament, man, we only got 9.
Because his pitch recognition from a hitter stand.
Soft bouncing ball right side. Arraez will take it himself. 2 up and 2 down in the second. Our game, so much passion. Just a 1 USA. And look, had the game-winning home run against the Dominican Republic Sunday.
Well, with Salvador Perez back there, fastball in, then away. Moving it around is going to be the key for success.
The 2-1 pitch is down and away, and ball 3. This is something that they saw into opening day for the Red Sox. Big swing and a little tapper. Has some English on it, but it's picked up by Rodriguez, who's retired the first.
Like sinkers and off speed.
Dumps a base hit into right field to start getting a championship. He's at first, and Jackson Chourio's at the plate. Chourio's down quickly on 3 pitches. McClain gets. Nolan McClain Last year in his 8 starts for the Mets, he touched 90 quarterfinal to open the game. Swings and misses at a sweeper, and it's 1-2. The front runner going into the year for National League Rookie of the Year right here. Fires a 1-2. With the change there's in the major leagues, the MVP a couple years back has worked the count full.
That's where he.
Missed high with a fastball. That's to the backstop. He overthrows the curve and the runners advance. Garcia drives the ball to left center field. Buxton in the run will get there. But one pitch after the wild pitch, Venezuela, Salvador Perez.
Well, the byproduct of runners on second and third might have. And this one is right down the middle and up. And that's the easiest pitch to hit a fly ball to score that run. So one thing leads to the other. And the stress of second and third.
Strike one on Luis Arraez. So for the second consecutive game, Michael Garcia. 0-2.
May not like the average exit velocity that he has in an era where we're so consumed.
Tony Gwynn. Arraez pulls one sharply, but it's right at Bryce Terrain. Venezuela's on the board first. A sacrifice home run. 11th inning of Game 7. Skies this one down the left field line into the triangle out there. Who would it be? Abreu the call.
Hard to explain, but I think if they're down there talking, they're like, let's just see what he's like out of the stretch.
On 1-0. Grounds one right side and through, and there is the first base runner for Team USA. Not a surprise that it's Terrain.
Here in the third inning.
That is Byron Buxton. Looking for his first hit of this World Baseball Classic. Takes a strike. Goes Judge, Ohtani, Yordan Alvarez. Best hitters, most exciting players out there. Swing and a miss, a fastball. 3 years, takes his lead at first. Not going. Buxton's down on strikes. He's got that change-up butterflying up there. Turner was the star at shortstop. In the air to center field, sends Churio back. He's got it spotted, says, got it. That's the inning. Championship. Against Italy. 3 strikeouts, the 1 run last inning on a sac of ball. He did some two-way work for the Mets. Just misses away. Count evens 2-2.
Start to a career that hopefully will be a long one.
Here's a payoff and a foul ball. He said still kind of has that, like when you get ready for a football game and you get to play one of them a week. Suarez in some pain after fouling that ball off himself. Another 3-2 and another foul ball. Seen some longer at-bats in this classic. It's a ground ball to second and an easy one for Bryce Terrain for the first out of the 4th.
Yeah, he's way up there now, man. I'm telling you, I know Pittsburgh's going to be a little bit.
And pitching has proven to be the biggest reason why they're in this championship. They've only scored 18.
I would like to see some breathing room like you saw the first 2 games. Much different talent, though, they're playing.
That's strike 3 on Torres.
That you would think would propel this offense.
So it's just low stress. Relative. Tovar flexes this one into foul ground. Bryce Harper runs under it. Quiet inning for Venezuela. Nolan McClass to the 4th.
Is behind you, and they are getting ready to be unleashed once you take it turned into.
Team USA's got 2, 3, and 4 coming up here. Trying to crack through against Eduardo Rodriguez, who's given up just one. The left-hander is actually strike 1 on Bryce Harper, who's horsing around as a kid, playing in the rain, climbed up on the back of a truck, slipped and fell off and broke his 2 arms. He taught himself how to throw with his left arm. And that's turned out pretty well for him.
Sure has. Pretty good athlete to do that. It's just a little bit off.
Second, Torres. 1 out.
That timing as he goes. Sometimes you don't recognize that you're not as quick and as strong, and you got to make those adjustments. I'm not saying.
Judge with the bases empty and 1 out. Could tie it with one swing. Takes ball one. To do possible. Pops one off the end of the bat, down the line, a rise out of room. Mark DeRosa, after signing up himself, he made some calls and he said, number one, come play for. The 1-2 from Rodriguez. Judge strikes out for the second time. And Eduardo.
What a great sign for him as he moves forward to the regular season. He has pain on his pitches.
Schwarber takes a breaking pitch away. That's a breaking pitch that Rodriguez. 4-pitch walk, and Schwarber's aboard with 2 gone in the 4th.
Hitter on the middle in fastball or cutter.
Change up, perfectly played. Warm for Team Venezuela. Omar Lopez will not win. On a 1-1 from Rodriguez, jumps out of the way. Ball 2. Rodriguez is missed. This has kind of been the theme for Team USA. 2-2.
That tied him up just high enough, but that pitch.
2-2. A toss to check on Schwarber. Grounded to short. Tovar's got it, feeds Torres, and 4 scoreless innings for Eduardo Rodriguez. Nolan McLean onto the top of the 5th. He's
Established themselves.
Here's a drive to center field off of the bat of Abreu. Wilyer Abreu hits it out. Ball one on Salvador Perez. Red Sox have won the World Baseball Classic in terms of the impact their players have made. Roman Anthony for Team USA. Swing that is just pretty. Lie to center field. Routine for Buxton. 1 away in the 5th. Lost his helmet on his trip around the bases. He didn't need. Churio out of the 9 spot with a big swing and a miss. Himself at first, and you can understand being the youngest kid on a star-studded team, something he'd always dreamt. Churio flips it into shallow center. Terang is out. 2 away. 4 2/3 for Nolan McLean.
He did what he was supposed to. The offense has got to wake up.
For 1+, and Keller was at the top of that list. He's on to face Acuna. This is with his. Taking his lumps in this classic, though. Acuna grounds one up the middle to Witt. Will have to hurry with Acuna's speed. A low throw is picked by Harper. Bryce Harper fails and bought a ticket to watch Team USA play in that championship. Eduardo Rodriguez in there with a strike, and what in the world?
USA's only scored 2 runs in the last 16 innings, and that's their deficit.
Zerpa and Machado 5 games.
At this point, they'll take a swinging bunt.
Here's a payoff. Anthony grounds one gently to second. Torres will throw him out. The 33-year-old that had a 5 ERA the last 2 years with the Diamondbacks.
That against this lineup. Whew, man.
Here's a 0-1 to Will Smith. It's high and it's 1-1.
That's pretty impressive. If you're going to win it.
Count evens up. 6 guys through in last night's game, covering those 7 2/3. Another 2-2. Breaks in there. Strike 3. Buckles the knees of Smith. End of a long road trip in August. Now a 2-2. Terang grounds it gently. Torres waits. 1, 2, 3, 5th. 2. 2-0, top of the 6th inning. Venezuela in front.
Or was last time they were in the championship.
Michael Garcia leads off this inning, takes a strike from Garcia, sends a fly ball to center field for Byron Buxton. And the first out of the 6th. There's Venezuela. Bullpen's been great for Omar Lopez, continuing to manage aggressively. Took him out with 1 gone in the 5th inning. Luis Arraez to center field as well, and Byron Buxton with a busy 6th. 2 out. If Mark DeRosa pulls strike on Suarez. Look out.
Wow. That's turning on a ball.
Keller home with an 0-2. And he makes quick work of Venezuela in the He, like a lot of these guys, has put up nothing but nothing in this.
They just have to find a way to get the leadoff hitter on.
Pete Crow Armstrong. Can he give the Americans the jolt that they need? A fastball for a strike, and he's got power. It's an amazing. Here it comes from Buto. And a fly ball carved out to left field. Will Abreu's there. Going away in the 6th.
The thing about changing speeds and changing location.
Hardest hit ball of the game was the for 2. Bases empty, 1 away in the 6th. Then Witt takes strike 1 from Buto. One.
They were trailing 2-0, worked their way back into the game.
And a weak pop fly into shallow right field. Foul ground Arraez, 2 away. In the championship would not be crazy.
Something no man on this team thought could happen. And you talk about 10 outs, becomes 4-0. You know, it just seems like that the gap gets bigger. And we talked about the 2-out pressure.
It's the tying run. There it is. Harper with a 2-out hit to right. And up comes the captain.
Team USA has been taking a lot.
It could.
Can't get pull half.
Gone in the 6th inning to the final. Judge takes a strike. Now Judge taking ball 3. Kyle Schwarber's on deck.
Trying to get him to get off the plate.
1 pitch. Strike 2 right there.
Oh, that one surprised.
Chopper to third. Garcia. Inning over. 2. United States nothing. Pitch. Pete Crow Armstrong, yes, as a graphic previews for you, is now in the game in center field after pitch 2.
Fastball slider, and you see the numbers on the year for him.
Up. Top arm still available for Venezuela to try and lock it down. A wave and a miss. No chance for Torres against Vet. After a wild pitch, put a runner at third. And a home run from Willier country. Cracked into left center field and a base hit for the latest and greatest shortstop out of Venezuela, Ezequiel Tovar. The second hit of the championship brings up Abreu.
There'll be one in there soon.
Abreu takes low, ball 2. The Venezuelan shortstop as insurance to be with the team. And third.
You know, Team Venezuela was coming in here playing with house money, but that doesn't guarantee.
Tovar dancing around. He lays off. Now it's tap left side. Bregman will go to first.
On that ground ball. And you notice, by the way, pitching coach Johan Santana.
No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, Salvador Perez to his.
Set to lead off the next inning. That's a little blooper into shallow center field. On comes Judge. He's there. And Andres Jimenez has replaced Gleyber Torres. At first of them is Schwarber. Strike one from Serpa.
He is so tough on left-handers. That angle and that sling. Say if they've ever dug deep and ever wanted to.
Schwarber starting the 7th, and he's down on strikes.
Love him.
26. It was grounded out. Strike one, and we check in with Ken.
Joe, 2 points for Venezuela. No day of rest for their relievers.
It's a 2-1 pitch to Alex Bregman. And in a lot of ways, it's baseball being baseball, where down the line, Garcia calmly chucks it across and gets him. They've fallen flat. Serpa fires. Almost hits him. 60 home runs a year ago. Dad surprised him when he was 13 with. Anthony takes the walk, and again the Americans get the tying run to the plate with 2 out. 2-0. USA. Andres Machado, 5 games in the Classic, has not given up a. First one from Machado, bears in on him, and he still gets a swing off and fouls it. In the air behind first. Jimenez to the foul line. He's got it.